when you get into the science of making songs, of just what you do, you know how to put them together, make hooks, then a lot of songs you hear, you can understand how they were made. Human Nature is one of them songs in a small group of songs where to this day I hear it and I'm like, all right, so how did the writing session start? How did you figure out the sound for the production? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like total magic.
Yeah.
Is it, you know, because you have that like formulaic thing that you know where.
Yeah. Like
Human Nature's
even the walk down and
the whole thing is just
like it's just it's a perfect song.
It's a perfect song.
Like it's literally
and you know that Toto
Africa
wrote that song and Africa on the same day.
They wrote it the same day.
I didn't know that.
They wrote it the
same day.
They tripping.
And then sent off Human Nature. Like, yeah, you could have, like, basically, like, she
Oh
said, like,
my God.
basically put it up on that YouTube page, and Michael Jackson was like,
I want that.
I want that one, Quincy. Gotta have that one.
Quincy.
We sound crazy.
Yeah.
Feel good.
It feels good. Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy. Phillionaire is in the building.
Cloud Killer's in the building.
Who is that?
My new voice.
Chuck Harmony.
What just happened? What the hell?
I don't know what voice that was. I've never heard
It's
that.
my new voice. It's my new
What
voice.
just happened?
Do it again.
Claude Kelly's in the building.
Fake ass Barry White.
Chuck Harmony is here.
And Bacon from Macon is here. What's up?
What up, everybody? Special edition. We got a special guest this week right
Special.
here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, man.
This brother's a R&B singer, songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist.
You see what I'm saying? You see. It's called
You see
skills
what I
and
did there?
talents.
You see what I did there? You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, we got NBK RCA Zone, Tone Stith in the building.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Good to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
That hyphen is bold.
Oh, no,
That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of hyphen.
A lot of hyphens.
A lot of publishing checks, too. What I see.
Checks, Lord.
Nah, man, it's good to have you. We're going to talk music and what's going on with you and the state of the world.
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. I love that.
Before we start talking about the good stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Talk
The
about the bad
viral hits and being on stage with her and working with Chris Brown. I want to go to Apollo Theater.
Woo!
I want
How
you
you
to
know about that?
I do my research. You feel me? Take us back to the Apollo Theater and tell the story, man.
Man, so I think I was probably about 15, 16. And me and my homie, we was in a group at the time. The group was called SJ3. And we had auditioned for the Apollo. And in the audition, it was perfect, right? We love so many things I gotta tell you.
Little Music Soul
right?
Child.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
she
He
cut
already sounds better than music.
Chill,
Live, he does.
Wow, that's what we're doing today?
Yes, he does. In my opinion.
Phil's ready.
Wait.
Guns ablaze, guns ablaze.
So listen, we do that. We don't even get to the hook. And I forget her name, but she was one of the people that run the Apollo. She cut us off. You made it. You got it.
That's it?
In audition. So we like, oh, this gonna be it. We good. You know what I'm saying? So come to the actual night of the show.
Yeah, welcome to Harlem, buddy.
So we down there. We actually chilling in the green room with the Sandman. And we down there singing Mike songs, just having a great time. He's like, y'all boys so talented, man. Yo, after the show, I want to get with y'all, get y'all info, we could do something, whatever. And we like, yo, that's dope, right? So we go on stage, we hit the stage. Love, so many things I got to tell you, right? We get to the hook, and don't let me leave this part out. The church had packed the church bus.
That was my favorite part.
It's a coach bus, with about 40, 50 seats, right?
Yeah,
they
yeah.
packed the church bus, and everybody traveled to New York from Philly. So we get to the hook, we're singing, and we start hearing boos.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
And we like, all right, shit. Here we go. So, we got like 50 of our people from church cheering. And then we got like the crowd at the Apollo booing. So, you know, we was up there for about, let's just say like a good 2 minutes. And I feel like after a while, the people from the church was like, you know what, let's just boo to help them just get off the stage.
No.
What? They're like,
Let's just help it out. You know what I'm saying? Because them boys is up there, but let's just boo to get them on stage because this is just going left. And yeah, got booed off the Apollo, but it built character.
So, but you know what, Tone? This is your opportunity right now. We're going to allow you to redeem yourself. Here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Why is he ready with it?
All right.
No pressure.
No pressure?
No pressure.
Man, it's fresh. It's fresher.
Oh, you got music in there. So many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love.
Sing, man.
Come on, love.
Sing, man.
Ever since the first moment I spoke your name,
Yeah.
from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. 'Cause love. So many people use your name in vain. I ain't gonna lie, I was singing a little, probably higher.
Now, let me say that. Like, let me say this. They might have been wrong to boo.
They wrong.
New York got it wrong. New York got it
New
wrong.
York got it wrong.
wrong.
But I'm gonna say this also, is that many a great has
Thank
been
you.
booed off the
Thank
Apollo
you.
stage
Yeah.
Lauren Hill.
and come back.
True.
Didn't they give Jasmine a hard time too?
Yeah,
Yes, I
Jasmine.
gave Jasmine.
Sullivan?
Yeah, many people been on the
And
Apollo.
she was on the kids
She
portion.
was in the kids one.
And they still gave her a hard time.
Jasmine, Lauren, and many others.
That
So
is
you're
crazy.
still in good
Somebody
and
else-
great
And
company.
great, you're
You're in great company.
right. Every
So
great has that
but-
in their story.
So after that experience, how do you kind of come back from that? Like, so an ordinary person would say,
I'm good. Forget
I'm
it.
good. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I can't make it at the Apollo. I'm done. But clearly you did not take that approach. You're still here.
I think at that point it was already just set in my mind. I'm like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, there's no plan B.
Right.
It's just plan A. And I was already set on that. And it's just like, this is not gonna make or break me, you know. This
Yeah.
is just a bump in the road,
Yeah.
you know. So I just had that mindset about
Dope.
it. Yeah.
Sometimes them setbacks is what you need to propel you forward.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You can't be a musician without understanding and being able to cope with rejection. Because what people don't understand is that there's always more no's than yeses.
Yeah.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like, you have big dreams, although most people are not going to see it for you, for your big dreams. So it's like, it's constantly slam doors in your face, and you got to be like, all right, well, I'm brush that off. And like, that doesn't change. So if you can't deal with it early, right,
yeah.
you'll never be able to deal with it.
Exactly.
So it's actually a good life lesson to learn early.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Apollo. Me and Chuck were we performed at the Grand Ole Opry with TSU a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Opry has a system where, like, when they make you a member, you have to perform there 10 times a year. You know that's right,
I
Phil.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, everyone performs all the time, but if they give you membership, like Carrie Underwood has membership, and
Yeah.
all that. I'm not sure if Jimmy has membership.
Jimmy
Jimmy
has
has membership, but in order to be a member, you are required to perform there 10 times a year. So when you see Carrie or all these superstars there, that's a requirement to get kicked out. And I think that would be dope for the Apollo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Facts.
Because, I mean, the legends have to come back.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you get your ticket sales, you keep the lights on.
Yeah.
You introduce fans to legends and new artists on the same bill.
Right.
The new artists get to meet the legends. You never go there and not meet someone who's been singing for 40 years. And
Right.
It's just someone, but it keeps the Apollo is hollow. Everyone respects the Apollo, but I'm saying it'd be such a dope way to make sure that, like, Gladys Knight's coming back 10 times every year. You know what I'm saying? Patti LaBelle 10 times a year. Beyonce 10 times a year.
Right.
And no matter how big, Carrie and Jimmy just came off of a stadium tour. And she still has new dates coming up in the next couple of weeks because she got to do 10 a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I get to know when I apply for my membership. Just
Apply.
carve out 10,
But the crazy thing
10
is there's
days
no
on the calendar.
application. Like, you can, I know people who've done it, who've performed 150 times and they haven't been offered membership. If they offer you membership, and there's no rhyme or reason that I know of. It's just whenever the secret committee decides. I don't know, but when they do, that's the requirement to keep part of it. You got to keep the legacy alive.
Got you. Yep.
We learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew? That was my pearl of wisdom for the day.
We sound crazy.
You heard that song before?
Yeah, you know, a few times. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, you're familiar?
Yeah, I'm familiar
A little
with it.
bit, a little bit.
It was a cool song.
It's all right.
It was good for, you know. It was all right.
Now let's talk about this, because I mean, you were what I would consider like a beyond rising star. Like you out the gate working with everybody, amazing. So how was that? What was that experience?
Man, I'ma just say right now, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Like my whole life is a blessing, and you know, God just already had this plan. I'm just living in it. You know what I'm saying? So, the situation with Chris was so unique. So, you know, I was in LA with Jazz, and, you know, Jazz was cool with everybody. And Chris hits him up like, yo, you got the boys with you. Just bring them by the studio. And we're like, oh, shit, about to meet Chris Brown? All right, cool. So we go to the studio. Chris is in there working on a few songs, and he comes out. He meets us. We're like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, yo, I want to hear some stuff. So I was like, all right, I got the laptop. I'm like, shit, this is my moment.
Yeah, it's that
Go
moment.
ahead. I already got the playlist lined up. Let's go. So I'm just running down like just hella tracks, just, you know, all these songs that I did. And he was like, oh, yo, everything was dope. He was just like, oh, I love it all. So later that night, the same night, he had hit Jazz and was like, yo, tell Tone, just make a folder and send me the pack. So I was like, sending everything, bro. So I sent, it was probably about maybe 15 songs in there that I was like, just send them. Literally, I want to say like the next week, we was at a record plant.
That's his room. Hey.
Yeah, we was at record plant. This is 15. And yeah, so he's doing the session. He's like, yo, all right, let's do liquor. Cool. So I'm thinking like, all right, we just doing that song and then we're going to be done for the night.
Yeah.
So he's like, he does liquor. Knocks that out. He's like, all right, what's up? What we doing next? So we just cook up a whole different song from scratch that never even came out. But it was like 2 or 3 that night that we just boom, 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 boom. And then I was like, yo, this is insane right now. So that was one of the greatest experiences.
Those nights are magic.
Yeah. Like that's
Magic.
definitely what it was. Bro.
What did you learn from Chris in that moment? Like just working with him and
The thing is, always with him, even from that moment, was like, yo, this man made it. You know what I'm saying? He is who he is, and he works like he's still trying to get a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And for me, I'm like, I'm you know, up and coming, and I'm like, this man is outworking me, and I'm up and coming. So I was like, that switched something right there for me. I was like, oh, okay, nah. When you make it, you got to just twice as much work. You got to maintain it. So and that was what I pulled from him the most.
Is there a difference in the songs that you end up giving to other artists and the songs you keep?
I was just talking about this the other day. When I make music, it's just pure from the heart. And I feel like wherever it lands, that's just where it's supposed to land. Even if I plan like, oh, I want this song for myself, you know, if it don't work out like that, it wasn't supposed to work out like that.
Yeah.
But there's this K-pop artist. Well, I can't pronounce his name, but how you spell it?
It's BAEKHYUN. It's on the bottom of the screen. So
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
My brother over there. But he had I had put this song out called All I Got, and I just put it on YouTube. And his people heard it and was like, bro, he wants to cut this song. He has to have a song on his project. And I was like, look, it's yours, bro. Like, it's not, if that's how it's supposed to happen, that's just how it's supposed to happen, bro.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs and where they're supposed to go, your song F With Me
Yeah.
has been like crazy viral moment. Like,
Yeah.
talk about that experience of just kind of stumbling upon that and just hearing your song everywhere on TikTok and everywhere.
Yo, so, yeah, for me, that's kind of crazy because, like, in my mind, it's like I'm still like that. I'm still the underdog. You know what I'm saying? I still got a lot to prove, and I'm still like, yo, I gotta make it. And sometimes I have to like pull myself back, like, oh shit, like this is happening. You know what I'm saying? This is unfolding right in front of me. And it really messed me up when I was like, I think I might have been in LA, and somebody literally walked up to me and was like, "You're the FWM guy." Wow. And I was like, "What?" I'm associated to it. You know what I'm saying? My song is like that. I'm the guy. Like you're the FWM guy. And that was the first time that happened for me, and I was like blown away. I was like, wow. But
get used to it.
Yeah, right. So that was a moment for me to really just take a step back, like, yo, it's happening, you know. So yeah.
We sound crazy.
Who's on the bucket list?
Ooh. So even though I know him, Drake is on the bucket list. Mm-hmm. Gotta work with Drake.
That needs to happen.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
SZA's on the bucket list. She's killing it. She's killing everybody. Everybody. Which I love. Let's see. Gotta put Pharrell up there.
VA.
Gotta put Pharrell up there.
I'm always finding VA in every conversation, Tone. You gotta know. I didn't do it in Chris Brown moment, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with Pharrell.
It was organic.
Yeah, it's organic. You know.
And if I gotta pick a fourth, I'm gonna go left, and I'm gonna say Tame Impala.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That'd be a dope combo.
Kevin is just like he's next level.
So recently, you had speaking of collaborations, you had the chance recently to work with Tim Gent and Bryant Taylor.
Yeah.
How was that?
Those are my guys. I think some of the most genuine people I've met. And from the moment we met, we just clicked. And they actually are a part of my single that's coming out May 19th, Girls Like You.
Nice.
Ooh. So I'm excited, man. I think it's a moment. I think it's time for dope artists to really get recognition.
Agreed.
You know?
Especially from Nashville, man. Like,
Yeah.
Brian's come to the studio a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much talent that's not country coming out of here. That is, appreciate you for putting more on the map.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
what's up.
absolutely.
I wish we could hear a snippet.
I know. I mean, look,
Let's play it right here.
it's my single, Girls Like You, coming out May 19th.
It be girls like you that fuck it up for everybody else.
So that's Girls Like You.
That's a good.
That's just a little
It be
bit.
girls like you that fuck it up for everybody else.
It's the truth.
See, Tone curses in his R&B, and I
can
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it.
I appreciate a good
I
curse
appreciate
word in a song.
I do.
I fully appreciate
I appreciate it. Like,
explicit version.
I do. I really do. Like it's explicit, and I'm here for. I've always liked cursing in R&B.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm one of those
It
people.
should be.
I agree. Let's not be radio friendly here.
Right. Let's get these feelings out.
We sound crazy.
Well, I can tell you this. I don't know if you got this on the set list, but
You got a request?
Like Mike is my shit.
Yo, that is crazy. Mad people be saying that.
I love that record. I remember 2019.
Yep.
That song just came on on the radio. I can't remember whose radio station on Apple Music it was. But I was just like, and I was in the car. I was like, who is this?
That
and then
is crazy.
I've been listening to your records ever since.
Word.
So, yeah, Like Mike is my shit.
Wow, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You do a lot of covers on YouTube. Do you do them on your shows too?
Yes. So like the ones that I feel like, all right, this was really good. This, did
This
well.
worked.
Yeah, right. This was a hit.
This one worked. Yeah.
So I'll throw those in my show too. But I just been experimenting more too. Just like even I had a few shows last month, and like right before I went on stage, I'm like, maybe I should do this song. Or maybe I should, in the moment type thing. So I just been experimenting. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cover to do?
You know what? Recently, Sure Thing.
Miguel?
Yep.
This is interesting because I'm so intrigued by the resurgence of
Miguel?
Well, not Miguel. I mean the song. I mean Miguel is
That's
legit.
a classic.
He's like by the resurgence of Miguel. Nah, Miguel is alright by me. I'm just saying like just how TikTok has literally just like made that a top 5
like
world record.
Crazy. Like
It was like number 2 on the countdown in London when we were there. And I was like, they were like back on the countdown after several years.
I seen a post. It was like 10 years. I think it was 10 years since the song was released, and then now it's back on the chart.
And I've been hearing the sped up version a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that sped up version.
It's so crazy because they got on Sirius, they got a TikTok radio, and a lot of times they play the sped up version.
That's
If
crazy.
you listen to TikTok radio, it's interesting because
I like it a little.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
Not the sped up, but I like the TikTok radio.
Okay.
Because you really know. I mean, because we see it as a social media app, but if you call it radio. It's really just the songs that are popping, right?
Yeah.
This is the top 10 of the world.
Yeah.
So it's of course it's Ice Spice. It's whatever's popping at the
Right,
time.
was
But
hot, yeah.
Miguel was like number 2 or 3 out of the 20
That's
in the
crazy.
world.
Crazy. I think the only other artist I could really think about that had a resurgence every year is Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
All I Want
year.
for Christmas.
Which, by the way, just got added to the United States Registry of Songs.
Which is
that's insane.
Like it just
Insane.
never stops.
Her-
I love that. I love that.
Her and Queen Latifah was like the first female hip hop artist to be inducted too. So Mariah Carey don't ever end. It's
don't ever end.
that's it.
It's Christmas forever.
right.
And I feel like there come certain times where people try to like discredit her on social media, but
Yeah.
then right after that something happens. Like
Where it's
it's a
like-
rap thing went viral. She goes #1 again Christmas time. Like
Right.
I love how she continues to just prove people wrong. And
Right.
it's sad that she has to continue to do that like 30 plus years
Yeah.
later. But I mean, you know, some
Now
people just
that
don't.
Miguel and Mariah Carey song I did hate. I hated that song.
They had a song.
Remember he had like her first
Beautiful.
single for him?
That grew on me.
I didn't like that.
So that grew on me.
It grew on me.
That wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. So just baby, it's a wrap for you, baby.
But see, that works sped up to me though.
It does work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works. Shout out to MC. I know because I send her the link for the podcast, so I'm careful
Lord.
about my MC conversations on the show. I know she might be listening to
I
watch
was
it.
going to ask you how she feels about that song. If y'all talked about it, how she feels about that song having a
haven't asked
resurgence.
about it to rap though. But she just, she's such a good.
But she
sport.
plays along. Like,
She really does.
Yeah, she's doing content for it and everything.
Yeah.
So I would imagine. I mean, we're all in the business at different levels, but I would imagine that at the stage she's at, it's got to be a lot of other artists struggle with trying to figure out how to make it make sense in every era, and she's been a master at being like important and relevant since. When did she come out?
90.
Since 90, right? So I mean,
90?
You can just
That's
watch
like
the
30
eras.
30 years, 33 years.
Yeah.
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 And she just keeps on adapting, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
she was in the Power Battle era. She had her hip hop era. You have your, then the new millennium is a whole other Mariah.
Right.
And how she is flexible on social media. A lot of people struggle with that stuff. It's not easy.
And as a songwriter, as an artist, 19 #1 Billboard Hot 100 singles.
Yeah.
18 of them she wrote.
Right.
Or co-wrote.
That's crazy.
And the one she did is literally like what I'll be there probably.
Yeah, I'll be there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the one.
Like,
It's the Michael Jackson. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where's Tone in 33 years?
Doing that.
breaking records on
Doing
the
the
future.
same
Right,
thing.
right, right,
No, no, for real. That's the goal. But man, right now for me, I'm just focused on like, if I were to leave this earth today, what's my legacy? And what when people look at my career, what do they take from it? And I'm just at this point in life where I'm just trying to make music now that's just true, that's honest, and that's real for people. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we all go through the same things. And just, I want to be that artist that like people just go to for emotions, like different feelings. And I have recognized that I've brought a lot of couples together. So like in my at my shows, like there's a lot of couples. Like it's just like we met through your music. Or
It's dope.
For real. And I'm like, wow, okay. So the power of love is strong.
It's strong. Because when I saw you perform at the amphitheater here with HER, I was in a relationship. I'm not now, so I'm hoping that the residency, I'll find love again. You know what I'm saying? So that's my hope. You know what I mean? True story.
Yo, that is crazy.
Oh my God.
We sound crazy.
You said that, certain people look to your music. Who are some of the people that you look to as a kid? Like, just
I
the
mean,
music
look,
that
I could
influenced
just,
you.
show you.
Oh, come on.
I only got 2 on my arm right now, but it's gonna be.
You gonna add the whole roster?
Yeah, it's gonna
Better
be.
not be
the
Case on your
arm.
arm.
Not that.
Case?
It's crazy.
Good God.
So MJ for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I got Prince over here.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
The Stevie Wonders of the world, the Bob Marleys of the world, Patti LaBelle, Shaka Khan, so James Taylor's. Like I grew up just with a huge variety of music. Shout out to my parents.
You were singing Fleetwood Mac before we started recording.
Yeah, that's one of my
That's
favorite.
how we got into the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's eclectic. You know what I'm saying? That's super eclectic.
And it's so interesting because those kinds of songs, they just stand the test of time. Generation after generation, we all, like, that's what we study.
Exactly.
You studying the same thing. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So I mean, that's the music that speaks to me, you know. And like I was saying, shout out to my parents because they really like, they were just being themselves, but it just poured into me, just them just listening to what they listen to. Like my dad is just huge on the 70s funk bands and
70s was the best.
Bootsy Collins and just all that. So it's
What's your first music memory?
It has to be Human Nature.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. I think that was the first song as a kid that I heard that just like kind of just stuck with me, just kind of fucked me up. Like just what's happening
do it
right
to
now?
you.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I think that was like the first music memory.
When you get into the science of making songs, of just what you do, you know how to put them together, make hooks, then a lot of songs you hear, you can understand how they were made. Human Nature is one of them songs in a small group of songs where to this day I hear it and I'm like, all right, so how did the writing session start? How did you figure out the sound for the production? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like total magic.
Yeah.
Is it, you know, because you have that like formulaic thing that you know where.
Yeah. Like
Human Nature's magic.
even the walk down and
The whole thing is just
like it's just it's a perfect song.
It's a perfect song.
Like it's literally
and you know that Toto
Africa
wrote that song and Africa on the same day.
They wrote it the same day.
I didn't know that.
I didn't
They
know
wrote
that
it the
either.
same
Oh,
day.
they tripping.
And then sent off Human Nature. Like, yeah, you could have, like, basically, like, she
Oh
said, like,
my God.
basically put it up on their YouTube page, and Michael Jackson was like,
I want that.
I want that one, Quincy. Gotta have that one.
Quincy.
I want that one.
I want that one, Quincy.
Quincy.
Man.
Quincy.
I have to have that one, Quincy.
What do you think, Bubbles?
We sound crazy.
He got you over there, but you look better in my bed. You look better in my bed. I be
Shout out
playing
to
in your
Usher
head.
for this run.
T-shirt in my underwear in my bed.
So, Tone, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge and shout out my brother Jeff Robinson.
Yeah, come on now.
Founder and CEO Jeff Robinson got MBK, done so much. Shout out to Janine, Misha, everybody
Yep,
over there.
the whole team.
Because he invited me to the show that I was actually, I told you, and in a relationship at the time, but things just went left, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna find love again at the AB, at the residency, you know what I mean? So, but how did you connect with MBK?
Oh man, so that journey is, like I said, man, God just has it all written, bro. It's just we just playing the pieces in the puzzle. But so in 2017, I was on tour with August Alsina, and my manager now, Jason, he was managing another artist that was opening up that tour also. And we would just see each other in passing and just like, you know, you could tell when somebody is genuine and a good person, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, it's always love, bro. Like, you know, what's up? So we always saying what's up to each other. And that tour ended. And then the following year, I got selected to be an opener for her. And so the first day, I think it was in Atlanta, we get to the venue, and the first person that I see is Jason. And I'm like, what are you doing here, bro? Like, and he's like, no. This is my family. This is where I'm really at. You know what I'm saying? You met me just doing something else, but this is where I'm really at. And I just got to know everybody. I got to really be around Jeff. I got to really be around her, Jason, Janine, Misha. And they just really accepted me with open arms as family. And 2019 is when I had hit Jason and Jeff up. Was like, hey, you know, at this point I'm looking for, you know, management. And they were like, you know what, let's do it. So after that, it was those stepping stones, and now we're here. So
Special shout out to MBK, man. Those my peoples over there.
I feel like you can't just, for those who don't know MBK and the history, you're in good company because they have a history of making superstars. All right, you're talking about Jeff Robinson, Alicia, the Keys. I don't know what Alicia you were thinking about. I'm talking about Alicia Keys, all right, her. And I mean, you're talking about people that just have a good ear for music. And a good ear for quality soul music, too.
Longevity.
Yeah. So you're in good company.
Yeah,
Shout
absolutely.
out MBK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sound crazy.
All right, so let's do a deeper dive into who your influences are, because I know you listen to a lot of people, but who would you say are the people you studied to
the T?
especially in the studio? Because there's a studio and there's a stage, right? Two different things. So when you're in the studio, who are you channeling? What kind of vibes are you into?
Mike and Prince. And I'll say that because I think, well, when I was 8, those were the two artists that I was kind of first introduced to. Like that concert that we was talking about earlier, Mike at Wembley.
Yeah,
and
the Bad concert.
The Bad tour. And then Prince, I don't know if y'all seen the Sign of the Times tour.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah.
I seen those at the same time in my life. And it's actually really crazy because at that point, my parents were split at the time. And so I was going to my dad's house on the weekends, and he was watching Prince. And then my mom was watching Mike.
Well, you're getting literally the best of both worlds.
So I was just like, yo, what's going on? But when I'm in the studio, I think when it comes to Mike, his execution
precision.
is just ridiculous, from the vibrato to just the control and the pronunciation, which is really important.
Before auto-tune,
And that's
all
what
this
people
stuff.
don't understand, man. They didn't have anything to rely on. It was like, you had to go in there and do it. And Prince, I just think he doesn't get enough credit as the vocal beast that he is.
Yeah.
That's true.
With range. Like, his voice is a literal guitar. It's an instrument.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I study them. I think Prince more so for feeling, because I think the feeling that he gives in his songs is soulful. And then Mike for like the execution. That's my...
Yeah, that's what I like, Tone, because, Prince is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Prince and Mike, but we get into this
You lean
debate.
towards
I
Prince.
lean towards Prince.
I feel that.
That was my very first 45 on my Fisher-Price record player as a child. Prince is Let's Go Crazy. So,
You know what? I got a question for everybody. It's regarding Prince. What's everybody's favorite Prince song?
don't do
Can I
that.
start?
Jeez, go.
Ballad of Dorothy Parker.
Yes. Yeah. Dope.
Oh yeah, if you want to play it, go ahead. that's my song.
Favorite Prince song.
It changes for me.
It changes, but someone else I got to think about. I'm trying to scan.
It's either that or How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore.
Yeah.
That's a great
That's
one.
a great one.
Yeah.
If I Was Your Girlfriend,
Yeah.
Yes.
Adore.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm going to go with Door. Door, yeah, that's my... Right now? Yeah.
Adore.
Tones took mine. Sign of the Times is my favorite Prince album. But like later Prince, he did a song with Angie Stone called You Make My Sun Shine. And I just absolutely love that record.
Interesting. I don't think I've heard that before.
Me neither.
Yeah. That was when he did that one album with Arista, I believe.
I'll go do my homework.
Yeah.
Yup.
Chuck?
Mine would be Let's Go Crazy. That's always in my head.
A classic, if you
It's
will.
always in my head.
Prince.
Prince Rogers Nelson.
So I know you got your phone with you.
Yep.
Your music's on your phone. If I was to delete all of the music off your phone right now except for 5 albums, what would those 5 albums you would keep?
Good question.
Yikes.
Oh man, 5 albums.
5 albums. You can only keep
in
5.
the
The rest
whole
got
entire-
to go. Rest
Like,
got to
what
go.
are albums?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, man.
I'm gonna start it off. We got to keep Off the Wall.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
We got to keep Sign of the Times.
Yeah.
Albums, bro. We got to keep Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Ooh, 2 more. This is hard. I'm gonna just we gotta keep Fleetwood Mac. Whatever album that Dreams is on.
Rumors.
It's
Yeah.
Rumors. Yup. And for the last one, whatever album that Shaka Khan had, Ain't Nobody.
Oh, the live.
Yeah,
live record.
I think because my mom used to play that. I'm far from the mic. My mom used to play that the most in the house. So those are my 5.
It's crazy how the music that's played when you're a kid.
Is your favorite album?
Yup.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like once you know too much, then you can love it, but it doesn't hold that like forever place for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, them early albums just feel like they're not going nowhere.
Right, it's a nostalgic feel. 'Cause
It's nostalgic.
Like you were introduced at a time where it's like, okay, I'm just starting to remember things about the world.
And on the same note, what's interesting to me is that a lot of times my favorite artists aren't necessarily my favorite songs of all time either.
Yeah.
Like I love Michael Jackson. He's one of my top 5 artists of all time. We start talking about my favorite songs of all time. I can't guarantee there's a Michael Jackson song in my top 5 songs of all time. You see what I'm saying? Like top 5 songs, you're talking about like I Can't Make You Love Me, Bonnie Raitt. You're talking about maybe a Billy Joel song. You're talking like it just gets really wide. But then when you think about an artist career, it's different.
I feel that.
Speaking of
I feel
songs,
that.
I saw Claude tweet.
What'd I do?
Maybe last week. He tweeted about this expose song.
They ain't won.
That I started playing that.
It's
after
so
you
good.
tweet- Oh my
I'll never
God.
get over you getting over
Yes.
me. Such a good song, man.
Put me
A
on.
pop standard.
You know, it's called music.
It's called music.
It's called music.
Expose. I forgot about them until you.
Expose, man.
They won't air stuff.
They weren't Arista. Yep.
We sound crazy.
We play a game here, since we're talking about all this stuff, called Keep or Kill.
Woo! Keep it kill. All right.
Kill.
And I would like to start with the 2 gentlemen on your arm.
Okay, let's do it.
You got to keep one or the other.
Oh my
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Thank you, Phil.
We always get this response from this question. I love it.
Because like every time somebody asks me this, I justify it by saying they're both number one for different reasons.
Yeah,
but
Here's the day you choose.
You got to choose one.
I'm gonna make it quick. I'm gonna go with Prince.
You keeping Prince?
I'm keeping Prince.
That's
All right.
my guy.
Because,
right there.
and let me just put this reason out because outside of this question,
Yeah.
I love them equally. But I think people also sleep on Prince's performance.
Yeah.
They do.
Like that, people think about, all right, Mike, electrifying and what he was, but, with the dancing and all that stuff. But Prince would dance. Prince would get on the guitar. He would jump on the drums. He would fucking play the trumpet. He would play the organ. You know what I'm saying?
Play
Just
everything.
everything, you know what I'm saying, that
That's
you
true.
could think of.
And you got to think about how many more years Michael Jackson had on him. Like Michael was famous at 6 or 7, and then Prince came out in the 80s.
Right.
So from like the early 70s, Michael ran the 70s and was already like rich and famous and superstar. And then
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of groundwork to catch up. You have to truly be genius.
Exactly.
And Prince,
exactly.
Prince, you have to like sit down and
Study.
study
Listen.
it.
And
Like
Prince-
it goes over some people's heads, I think.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know how to. They don't understand it.
Right.
And he wrote and produced a lot of his music. So
All right, keep it kill. Myiah or Whitney?
Whitney. And I love Mariah Carey, but Whitney, I don't know, man. I recently had dove into Whitney's catalog because obviously, I mean, we all like, oh, Whitney Houston is Whitney Houston, right? But then I was like, you know what? Let me just listen. And her voice, like Mariah has an incredible voice, but Whitney, I don't know, it's just so effortless to where it's just like, oh, I get chills listening to her recordings. Like it's just like, oh, so Whitney.
Drake or Chris Brown?
Jeez.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, man. I'm like, they both gonna see this. Oh no. Oh,
Put the
wait a
pressure on
minute,
that.
man.
I know.
Yeah, that's a hard
I gotta play. I'm a go with Chris.
Okay.
Because, and this is my reason. Don't be mad, Drake. This is my reason. So, in 2005, I was 10 years old, and watching.
Phil's feelings immediately were hurt. He was like, his shoulders went.
In 2005, you were how old?
I was 10.
I'm disgusted.
Let's just say I was a grown person living in New York at that
That's what
time.
I'm saying.
I was a grown ass man in New York City.
So, like, at the time, Chris hit the scene before Drake.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is, Chris, his artistry spoke to me more than Drake. I could see myself more in Chris Brown than than I could in Drake. And Chris was the guy that, you know, you got Mike, you got Usher, you got Chris after Usher, I feel like. And I mean, you got Bobby Brown too, but you have Chris in that realm of like superstar. And for me, he was the one that made it cool for my generation. So he was the one that really connected it all and was like, hey, this is how it is. This is how it's supposed to be now.
Yeah.
So watching that at 10, I was just instantly like, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying?
So there's been speculation, we can continue the game, but there's been speculation that Chris Brown is the Michael Jackson of your generation. Would you agree with that?
I would say yeah. I would say yeah. Because, and don't get me wrong, I worked on a lot of Chris's later songs and stuff like that too. But I think just what he accomplished in his first 3-4 albums, he did it. You know what I'm saying? He hit that. He crossed over to where everybody in America, in the world, was like, yo, we love you. You know what I'm saying? You're him, you know? And as far as dancing goes, he evolutionized Michael's dancing.
Yeah.
Like
And does it the same kind of effortless.
Exactly.
Same kind of effortless movement.
Like my man is in his 30s still doing backflips and I can't even do that shit.
Now that's,
I can't even do it in my mind.
Now that's crazy to me that Chris Brown is in his 30s.
Yeah.
Now that made me feel old because I remember when he was 12 and I felt like I was grown then.
Y'all do know what state he's from, though, right?
Oh, here we go.
Just make sure y'all know.
Hey,
Two up, two
part of
down.
my family from VA, so hey,
You know what, Tone? You got a permanent seat here. You're always welcome. All right, keep it kill. Brandy or Jasmine Sullivan?
Ooh, good one.
That's not fair either, Phil.
that's not fair at all.
I like it. I like it.
Oh wow. I don't know.
I know.
That one fucked me up. That one really fucked me up. That's harder than all the other ones.
That's hard. It's hard.
Help him out, Phil. What would you say?
What would you say?
For me?
Yeah.
Brandy or Jasmine?
As I sit next to Brandy's,
You feel him staring at you
That's
like,
a Brandy super fan.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
it's Jasmine for me.
Okay.
Tamone, you ain't got to answer. We know.
Listen, the whole world knows.
Chuck, what about you?
I love everybody, but Brandy
What about
is just
you,
it
Chuck?
for me.
It's Jasmine.
It's Jasmine? Yeah. I think it's Brandy for me, too. But I'm talking about by the thinnest of hairs.
Yeah.
So it's like now it's 2-2. Now
Yeah.
I'm the
You gotta break the
now
tie,
I'm
bro.
the decider. When you first asked the question, I will say Jasmine was the first
That came to your mind.
that came to my mind, but that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Because Brandy plays such a crucial part, like in R&B
It's
music,
the
bro.
it's the
Like,
nostalgia, too.
Yeah, and her voice is incredible. Like
Yeah.
all right, Brandy is number one in harmony for me in blend.
Yes, for sure.
Jasmine, I think what wins me over with her is just her grit. Her grit is just gutsy. You know what I'm saying? It's just heavy, and I think that's what I love about her.
Yeah.
So I think I'm
All right,
Jasmine.
Jasmine for the win.
Jasmine for the win.
Sign of the Times or Off the Wall.
Okay. Woo! All right. This is easy. I'm gonna go Off the Wall.
Okay.
Simply because Off the Wall was the childhood
Yeah.
album where it's like, don't stop till you get enough.
Yeah.
Off the Wall. Oh man, but that's still crazy.
Yeah.
Though. Sign of the Times, I got introduced to in my later years, like the album. So I saw the tour, but I wasn't familiar with the songs until I was older. And then now it's like, oh, I can connect with what he's talking about.
Did you grow up listening to Boyz II Men and Jodeci and all the groups?
Yeah. So when it comes to Jodeci, of course, I know who that is. It was more Boyz II Men in my household.
Yeah, no, because I wasn't even going to ask you about them because I didn't even think, I was going to ask you, not even really keep or kill, but who is your generation's Boyz II Men or Jodeci? If there is.
As a group?
Male group. R&B group.
Mm.
And if there's no answer, then some A&R got some work to do right
Yeah.
now.
To be honest, I can't say that a group has touch those
heights.
Yeah, like and I'm not saying this because of like the singing, but like the success of B2K to me was like huge. That was
And they still do huge theaters and arenas.
doing arenas still.
Doing arenas,
that
so.
speaks. But I think as far as musically, I don't know if there's any groups yet that's like really hit the
Interesting.
scene. That's like. Touching, like you get what I'm saying? Like
No,
when
that's why I asked,
when I think about like Drew Hill,
The reason I asked is
Cisco, and like
I'm sitting here thinking of a keeper kill. I'm like, I don't know if there's any groups besides Boyz II Men or
like
Jodeci that
after because groups kind of low key groups kind of fell off after the late 2000s, like you know, or early 2000s to be honest. Like after B2K, it wasn't the group thing. Kind of everybody was like, I'm gonna just do this solo shit, and then
Does the Migos count?
I mean, they're a group, but I mean,
They ain't
hip hop.
Temptations, Yeah, like they shout out to the Migos though, but yeah, like you like we done went
That's
from
right,
B2K to Drew Hill to
because if you talk about Migos, then we gotta talk about like Naughty by Nature, Tribe
Right,
Called Quest.
Fugees, all that
Listen,
stuff.
listen,
Outkast,
like,
yeah.
Listen,
So-
y'all was supposed to laugh. It took y'all a minute.
Migos.
It's
like that one just-
ain't a temptation. No, it's an interesting conversation because I don't know there's a clear answer why that happened. Maybe financial, maybe because it's a lot more to move
it's a
four
lot
guys
to move,
around, right?
yeah.
But
One group I will say that I love, that I think was like very, obviously they pulled from the black community, but NSYNC
Oh yeah.
was crazy. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, Justin Timberlake, JC, like vocal wise, it was like,
But if you watch the documentary on Netflix, I can't remember what it's called right now. The one, the Boyz II Men, is the episode about Boyz II Men.
It's called Pop something.
This is Pop? Is it This Is Pop?
This is
Something,
Pop.
I think, yeah.
And Boyz II Men are talking about how it was stolen from them. Like they were auditioning white boy bands and saying, we're basically looking for Boyz II Men.
New Kids on the Block.
Like on the flyer,
100%.
Yeah.
That could be the reason why there's no.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause they started to-
definitely after Boyz II Men and Jodeci, then it's NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
Yeah, it went on that run.
98
like,
Degrees.
It was gentrified.
And then the only groups was like B2K, IMX,
Day 26
They-
came, had a
Well,
little moment.
You know what? Thank you for bringing them up. Because I will say, now I still don't know if it's like in the level of Jodeci. And I love Day 26.
They had about
like,
30 minutes.
Shout out Q,
About
Willie,
30, 45
everybody.
minutes.
Of what?
I'm cool with all
Not
the
hits.
Not hits, but they had a little moment.
They had a moment.
Yeah, but that also
What was
was
their
reality
moment?
TV puts people
Yeah.
like
I like the Since You've Been Gone record. Like, that
Ooh,
was good.
that was a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since You've Been Gone.
How did Since You've Been Gone go?
the only one I recognize is the Kelly Clarkson version.
Oh yeah.
I was like, since you've been gone.
Since you've been gone, I just can't seem to get right. And I miss you more than you'll ever know.
Shout out to Brian Michael
Yeah.
Cox,
Yeah.
Adonis,
Cox.
Kendrick Dean. Yo, that was 08.
That was Adonis.
That was 08, right?
08.
Yeah.
As you were playing it, I had a realization about why there's no groups. Because that's around the same time we were like coming up in the business, songwriter and producer and all that stuff. And the main thing at the time was that's the dawning of American Idol and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later in that process they decided to even consider groups for those shows.
So you blame Ruben Studdard.
This is my sorry for 2004. Now, but think about it was just like we're looking for the next big solo star, right?
Yeah.
And the truth be told is that all the record labels were almost waiting for those artists, for those seasons to drop to find who you would be A&R.
Who's next?
Who's
Like,
next?
Yeah.
So I remember, of course, Kelly, Fantasia, Ruben, and then now The Voice and all that stuff. It wasn't until, and then every group we know now has been put together by those shows.
Right.
One Direction.
Yup.
What's the girl group from Normani's from? Fifth
Harmony.
Fifth
Yup.
Harmony. I almost said Fifth
Five
Element.
Heartbeats.
5 Heartbeats. So it might be time. I want to throw a topic on the table because I saw it this morning. It kind of pissed me off.
Okay, let's go.
So I want to know how you guys feel about this new AI generated music.
I hate it.
Hate it.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
And this
I
whole
agree.
thing with all the Rihanna songs, they manipulating her voice to do basically cuff it and all this other stuff. It's fun for a second. I'm like, yo, do you realize what that means
Yeah.
for humans?
Yeah. And then they got like AI generated artist.
That's what I'm saying.
Like okay, what does that mean? They have fan bases that like, you know, renderings of them being out in the world.
It's bothering me, man.
It's weird.
Because one of the things we do is like, we love technology, but we race to this stuff. The bloggers are picking it up. We're excited about it. And then afterwards, we'll be having all these think pieces and debates about how we're not making no money and it's screwed up and what happened in the business. I'm like, we're watching it happen as we speak.
It's disrespectful to
It's
the artist.
disrespectful.
It really is. We need our labels to and publishers take a strong position.
Stand on
Super strong position on this.
I've seen who you might be talking about the same post, but somebody posted saying like we need to ban AIs from being able to do that. Yeah.
I heard a couple labels were thinking, or
I think it was Universal.
Yeah, I saw Universal Music Group take a bold stance.
Yeah.
it should be it should be united front. To me, there should be a whole round table, like a caucus, basically, about what we're doing about this.
Yeah.
Because technically, I get that let's use Rihanna for an example, right? I get that we miss her because we wanted her to do an album for the last how many years. And I get that there's some excitement to hearing her voice on something. But think about the implications of what that means. Like, our impatience shouldn't mean that we're making up fake artists.
Exactly.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's everyone. And then imagine what we don't know is real. At this point,
that's what's going on.
It's already too late.
It's
too damn late.
We already too deep in.
I guess. So, is it something that the industry should embrace? Because it makes me think about when Napster and all that stuff came around, and the industry was resistant to embracing it, and then it caused.
The AI is going to steal way too many jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we eat. That's how a lot of people eat. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like embracing it is only going to perpetuate it.
And you know, my fear is too with these AI generated artists is like, and from the label standpoint, it's like you got these AI generated artists making money.
Yeah.
So now that's something to think about. It's like, you know, we're in a business and
You don't have to pay them. You just
bottom
got to
line.
make them.
they not even real.
Well, if they banning TikTok, then they can ban AI.
But the thing about it is that artists, right, by definition, artists are difficult. That's not a negative thing. Like, artists are complex, right? We experience things. We're emotional. That's what makes music good, and that also makes it difficult to do business with artists, right? Like, there's a part of it that's like I have to deal with the moods and the emotions and the timing and all that kind of stuff. But that should be a necessary problem that you have with making long-lasting legacy records, right? So if you eliminate all the difficulty that music creates, which is part of why it ends up being beautiful, then I don't think that even music as a thing has the same power.
Right.
Now, what about all the songs that come out because your voice wasn't like? You talk about this. Faith said she didn't like how she sounds on her first album. Aretha Franklin said on "Ain't No Way" she was sick. That didn't stop it from being. That sickness might have helped that day.
Right. That's what was needed. Yeah.
Right.
It put a different feeling into it.
That vibe. That weed smoke on the voice.
Alleged.
That alcohol. I mean, the mood in the room, like the heartbreak you're going through is really what makes records, right? The frustration. So
I saw this YouTube video, speaking of AI, where this guy took us through the whole process of making a song using AI. So he started off with Chat GPT.
Writing it down.
The
The
title,
lyrics,
and then he had another one where he would tell it what to make, what kind of song to write, and they would write the lyrics. Then he had another program where you can make the melody. Then he had another program for the chords, and then he just put this song together in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's scary.
where am I gonna work?
where are we gonna work?
For real.
Where am I going to
real.
work? Because the problem is that because music is subjective.
Yeah.
Like you can't, there's no bar for music like that. You know what I'm saying? So the song was mediocre, but that still can work when music is subjective. Like if they created a NBA player and it wasn't as good as LeBron, then the shit ain't gonna work.
Right.
But with music being so subjective, that once that stuff get into the marketplace, you ain't gonna really be
too late.
You can't
it's gonna
control
be too
it.
late.
All it got to do is be a bop, and people gonna bop.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So here's the only thing that would sway me on the AI thing, like my position, is if AI technology can make me sound like Luther Vandross.
That'd be good. Are you good?
I think I'll back away. I think I'll really support this whole thing. I'm just letting y'all know now. I'm sold. I'm just letting you know I'm sold.
We sound crazy.
Pouring your heart to me. How could I let this be? Just needed time to see where I wanna pressure.
When you love someone featuring HER,
I love that.
So good.
I was working with Gabby, aka HER.
Incredible. I think the first thing that I really noticed about Gabby was like when I first met her, how focused and in tune to her vision she was. And I was blown away because I'm a little bit older than her. And at the time we met, we both were younger, but it was like, yo, you just tapped in, you get it. You know what I'm saying? And that was very influential for me. And just working with her is incredible too, because in the studio, it was like, you know, listening to that song, it sounds so simple, right? It sounds like you could just, oh, it didn't take y'all long to do that. But no, it was probably almost the longest session for me where it was like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm a like, nah, do it again, right? But she's even more than I am. And that's what like kind of, that kicked me up a gear, like, you know, currently, because I was like, hold on, man, I'm in here sweating bullets. She's like, nah, like, you know, takes what I would have been like, oh, that was it. She's like, nah, do it again. Like, there's a different, nah, you need another feeling on that, or do it this way. And like, you know, so it was just incredible. And I learned so much from her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She's a musician. Yeah. She's
Like
the real
Prince.
deal. Yeah.
And you saying that, listening to her music and your music, it makes sense. It makes so much sense. Like y'all really pay attention and study and own your craft.
Yeah,
so I personally appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We sound crazy.
The Esther Roll
Award.
I can feel him moving, moving, moving. I can feel him moving, 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 moving on the altar of my heart. Every now and then.
Queen Esther. That's the role.
That never gets old.
Esther Roll's way before his time. He was 10 in 2005, all right? But you know the show Good Times?
Yes.
All right, thank you, so we don't look
Yes.
super crazy.
Yes.
God, no, but so Esther Roll, who played Florida Evans on the show, that's her gospel album.
Wow.
Right?
I didn't notice.
1975.
And that's the point, is that you didn't know.
Exactly.
We didn't know either. And so it got us talking about, well, first of all, you can blame Tamone for putting us on. We didn't know.
How you find out about it?
That's in Tamone's top 5 albums of all time.
Well, not exactly. But it was one of those days, you know how you go down the rabbit hole
Yup.
on YouTube. And it's just, I was like, oh, let me listen to this. And then working with Phil, we was in the office one day and I was like, yo, Phil, listen to this. And he was just like, what? And then it just kind of snowballed from there.
And it's kind of our favorite song now. But what it led to was that there's so much about artists that we think we know, but we don't know all that they're about, right? And so a lot of artists don't get the love that they deserve. There's like the elite few, the Michaels, the Princes, the Myiahs, Beyoncés that always get the awards and the love, but it's the time we section off to nominate and give someone the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award for something, just for a black entertainer and whatever. It can be anything in entertainment that you feel like deserves more love. So we all nominate somebody. So you're part of the committee now. You're part of We Sound Crazy
right now.
Congress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we'll all nominate, we'll all vote, and then whoever wins, wins.
Okay.
You said you got a nomination, so go ahead. I'm ready.
I hope I don't mess up his last name, but I don't know if y'all heard of Duran.
Duran Bernard. That's the homie.
Yeah. Duran
I
Bernard.
think, so all right, the crazy thing about Duran was I was listening to K Tronada's album, Bubba, and one of my favorite songs on there is Free Fall. And, you know, that was it. Like, I heard that song, I was like, yo, I love this song. Like, this is a jam. And then I met Duran, I seen him perform. I was like, okay, this motherfucker.
Nah, Duran is the truth.
He's a real artist. You know?
He comes out here. We record him here all the time.
Oh, that's a bet. That's a bet. So he's a real artist. That's my nomination. But
I like that nomination.
The crazy thing is when I finally put 2 and 2 together, that he was the person singing on Free Fall.
Yes.
I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
It makes sense.
See?
It makes sense.
He just had a crazy tiny desk, by the way.
Yes,
Crazy.
Insane.
Super dope.
Insane.
So if you haven't watched it, go watch Duran's
That
Tiny
man can
Desk
sing anything.
immediately and
Yup.
learn something.
Yup.
Learn.
Yup. So that's my nomination.
All right, I like that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take it the acting route this time. I feel like this young lady does not get recognition just for being as funny as she's been over the years, and I really want to see her like on my TV again. And I'm gonna put Countess Vaughn.
Countess Vaughn.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, from seeing her on Star Search back in the day, 227, Myiah, the Parkers.
yeah.
Even when she was on the what the reality show was,
Hollywood Divas?
Yeah,
I want
she
to
was
forget about
hila-
that chapter, though. I do. I want to block that one.
No, but she was, to me, she was being herself, and she was hilarious without
Yeah, she
even
was.
trying.
She's naturally funny.
And so I really want to see her make a comeback.
Well, she just co-signed Monique on that lawsuit.
Yeah.
What company was it? CBS?
Paramount.
CBS Paramount.
She's
yeah.
suing,
Yeah.
and she said she agreed. She co-signed it and said she agrees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Countess Vaughn for me this week.
Nice.
I'm gonna nominate someone who I think I would love to have as a guest on the podcast as well, who's had an insane career, behind the scenes backgrounds, lead, part of ensembles. Kelly Price.
I love Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's been a part of everything. Backgrounds for Myiah, writing songs for Bad Boy, hooks for Bad Boy, solo.
She's an amazing orator too. Like,
An orator.
Yeah.
And a part of the Other Divas franchise.
Kelly
the
Price.
R&B diva.
Kelly Price, you got an open invitation here. We just won't rent your car from Hertz. We just won't.
It was Avis, only Avis.
Avis Enterprise, we'll do another one of them, but won't do Hertz, so we won't want no smoke.
Nah, but she got so many stories to tell. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of,
absolutely.
But she's under celebrated. Yeah,
I love Kelly.
I love Kelly.
Yeah.
What you got, Chuck?
I'm battling between two, but I'm gonna give my boys some props. We mentioned them earlier when we was talking about Day 26, and I was people always ask me to play, teach them how to play the piano, and it's only one person I ever taught to play the piano. That's Adonis Shropshire.
Yeah.
Adonis.
Yeah.
Crazy songwriter, man.
Crazy songwriter.
Yep.
He did the Day 26. He did My Boo for Usher and Alicia Keys. He did a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna nominate him.
I love that.
That's crazy because the Day 26 song actually sparked my nomination this week.
Really?
Brian Michael Cox.
Yeah.
B. Cox.
He Cox.
Thank you, Day 26, for inspiring it all, but not getting nominated.
Yo, that is crazy.
Nobody
Their work was not in vain.
we're not nominating you, but we want to thank you for inspiring our nominations.
Oh man.
That's horrible.
God.
All right, so just to recap, we got
Duran Bernard.
Brian Michael Cox, Countess Vaughn, Kelly Price, Adonis
Shropshire.
Adonis Shropshire.
Shropshire.
So how we
Shropshire, right?
Yeah, Shropshire.
Adonis, damn it.
Adonis. We're gonna do Adonis.
You know what I'm saying? My boy Adonis.
So we're gonna take this to a vote. You can vote as many times as you want this first go round. The majority rules. Let's kick it off with Duran.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Duran, come on, homie.
B. Cox.
Yeah. All right.
Countess Vaughn.
Shade. I like shade.
I guess y'all don't want to see her on TV.
We'll watch the Parkers.
I love you, Countess.
That is wild.
Dr. Kelly Price.
Dr. Kelly Price. All right, it's 5.
Adonis.
Yeah. I have time for songwriters, man. Y'all are haters over there. It's okay.
Yeah.
Adonis,
I love Adonis. Yeah.
No shade.
we got love for you over here. You know what I'm saying?
On this side.
On this side of it. All right, so it's a tie between Duran and Kelly.
Yeah.
Now we can only vote once.
Yeah, you can only vote once, so this is a tiebreaker. Damn. All right, here we go.
Shoot.
And both will likely see this.
Both will likely see this.
Dang.
Ladies first, Kelly Price.
I'm going to go with Kelly. Oh, my bad. I'm going to go with Kelly.
Yeah. I love you, Duran. I love you, Duran. I love you, Duran.
Oh my God. My mom gonna be so mad at me.
She's like, what? After all the times I played, he was a friend of mine.
She must be so mad.
After he proposed.
I love you, Kelly.
I'm gonna go with Duran because
You going Duran?
yeah, Kelly won already. Y'all got 3.
Oh, yeah.
True. Yeah.
Congratulations, Kelly Price. You are the winner this
the
week,
winner.
the recipient of the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award. We sent it in the mail and come to the podcast. And again,
Please.
we won't even walk by Hurts. I promise. You. I got my word.
Truth be told, Duran would probably vote for Kelly too.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know he loves the vocals, and Duran got a lot of career. He's blowing up as we speak.
Yeah.
We want you on the podcast too. Duran.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be great.
Come through.
Because I
He'd be
saw him
fantastic.
with when Erykah Badu was in town. That
Yes,
was,
it's one of the best shows I've seen in Nashville.
What's the song he got with Ari? The Don't You Get Stuck? That is my
Him and Ari are like friends before they both blew up.
Yeah.
So
That's dope. I didn't know
he'd be
that.
great to have on. Shout out him and Tehran and everyone in the Erykah camp for. They always look out when they come to town.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they're coming to town soon. We should get them then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So Kelly wins. Shout out Day 26 for not winning, but inspiring us all.
That's messed up.
For the,
I'm like, damn.
Simone was the one
man.
they said they had a good 30 minutes.
I mean, they had 2 great albums to
They
me.
did. They really did.
Like, I still play those records. So
They're hard.
Great is a bit.
and I think
like Off the Wall is great. Songs of the Kid Life is great. Full Moon.
I think there are some people on Twitter that would agree with me.
Okay.
No, for sure. I think they're back together now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them are officially back together.
Yeah, I
way.
think they might be on tour.
What are they doing?
I think they
All
touring.
right, so in the history of making the band, right? You have Day 26, you have Danny Kane, and you have the band, right? Keep or kill.
Yo, that is yo.
I say kill. Oh no. I said kill.
Oh God! Oh God!
This has been an amazing
We're never
conversation.
having guests ever again. No one's ever coming back.
Yo, y'all are crazy.
Man, Tone, thank you for coming through.
Yeah,
Thank you
man,
for
this
It's
having
a
us.
good time, man.
Shout out to Love Noise.
Yeah, Eric
man.
Holt, man.
Eric
The
Holt.
Eric Holt in the building.
He's
man, the
here.
myth.
Yep.
New single.
Girls Like You, May 19th.
Like
Y'all be on the lookout.
Girls like you fucking up everybody else, is what he said.
Yup.
Y'all stream that joint.
Stream it, share it,
Please, dude.
dedicate to someone who fucked up everything.
Exactly. This for all
Is this
for all the heartbroken people out
Right,
there. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is when I do my dedication in. Okay.
Oh, there's a
Can
list.
you imagine? I'm getting a lawsuit immediately. Make sure you follow us on all platforms at We Sound Crazy and WeSoundCrazy.com. Thank you to our partners at the National Museum of African American Music, BlackMusicMuseum.org, and also visit Music City.
Yeah. man.
Yep. And listen, as we go out, we always try to go out with a song chosen by our special guest that you feel like kind of like is the mood you're in or encapsulates the conversation that we just had. So what song do you want to hear take this conversation out?
Oh, take this conversation out. Okay, this is wild, but it just popped in my head. Play Lady Cab Driver by Prince.
Yeah.
Lady
Cab driver.
Yup.
That's a great one. What a great way to end the episode.
That's a great way to end the episode, for real. Yeah.
Amazing. Until next week, y'all. Thank you. We Sound Crazy. Thank you, Tone Stith.
Thank you.
Crazy. Peace.
Peace.